Keogh and Mackerel charging that. Oh, Jordan Keogh having a big moment there. But here's a battle of a trio. It's Jack Galvin from David Galvin and Matthew Loughlin.
I didn't have a bike coming in this week, so.
Hello and welcome back for part 3 of the Round 2 National Irish Motocross Championship review from Tandragee in 2019. If you missed the previous 2 videos, you can catch them on our YouTube channel by searching B4MX. We've had some fantastic racing up until now, so let's catch up with the last 2 races of the day, and without further ado, let's get straight into it now.
And so it's time for the third and final MX1 A and B race of the day. It was James Mackerel and Jason Miro with a win apiece, so if either one of those win the race today, they'll win the overall. And I don't see here the number 15 of Jim O'Neill lined up at the gate, maybe having some issue with his bike or himself on that number 15 Suzuki. The other notable thing here is we see that John Mira has switched from starting on the very outside to the very inside. His second or third gate pick in from the inside, lining up inside of James Mackerel, Jordan Dunn, Jordan McCaw, Aidan McDonough and the rest of the pack. So we wait for the 15-second board to go up, turn it to 5 and let the gate drop. The green flag is up. The riders are ordered to start their bikes. The 15-second board is up. It'll turn to 5, the reds will go up and the gate will drop. Oh, John Miro with a powerful start there off the inside on his Norman Watt Kawasaki. Coming up the inside to take the lead ahead of Steve Mullally, Aidan McDonough, James Mackerel. Oh, furious start here again to this third and final MX1 race. And it's John Mira ahead of Aidan McDonough, James Mackerel, Jordan McCaw, Richard Bird, Steve Mullally. Robert Hamilton in the mix there as well. We'll follow them through this first chicane here to see if John Mira keeps that lead. Oh, the dust becoming an issue now as well on this section of the track. They're coming around here now, and John Mira opening up a bit of a gap on himself to Aidan McDonough already. Followed by James Mackerel, Richard Bird now in 4th ahead of Jordan McCaw, Robert Hamilton, Stephen Mullally. And it's John Mira laying down the law here to start this race. He's gapped the rest of the field already, and he looks like a man on an absolute mission here in this third race, riding with extreme aggression. He's followed up then by Richard Bird and James Mackerel, and Robert Hamilton making his way into 4th. Aidan McDonough slipping back the pack now ahead of Jordan McCaw. And brother Jason Mira then in about 6th position, I think, so he'll have some work to do if he wants to take this overall today. And John Mira is absolutely putting the hammer down here in this third race. If you've ever wanted to see a man comfortable on a bike, this is it. Oh, putting a serious gap between himself and Richard Bird now on here, the third lap already. And James Mackerel following through, trying to put the pressure on Richard Bird, maybe get the pass made to take that second position and try and claw his way back to John Mira. So it's John Miro with a commanding lead now early at the start of this third race. But we can see just behind, James Mackerel has managed to make the pass on Richard Bird. But with the gap that John Mira has at the moment, it'll be a tough ask for young Mackerel to try and catch back up with him. Following on behind the lead pack then, it's Robert Hamilton in 4th, with a chasing Jason Mira trying to close in on the top 4 here as well. And Stephen Mullally, it looks like, in 6th, followed by Adair and Aidan McDonough. Now looks to have checked out on the rest of the pack. He got off to a good start and seems to have put enough of a distance between himself and the rest of the pack that they can't really catch up. As you can see, a full straightaway ahead of James Mackerel, who's just coming down here now. And I don't think that Mackerel is making up enough time on Mira, if at all, to try and put a move in before the end of the race. Stephen Mullally and Adair are still engaged in battle here. Adair not really able to seem to make up that last little fraction of a second to try and make the move on Mullally. Both men pushing hard. Every point counts here in this championship. Yeah, no, they are just not close enough to try and get in underneath Mullally on the brakes, try and put a move in and show him a wheel. It was John Meara then who put in all the hard work at the start of the race to put him out of touching distance from the rest of the pack, and his well-deserved win then in race 3. Brought it home then from James Mackerel, again racing both classes today. So a strong performance for Mackerel who take the overall ahead of Richard Bird, and Jason Meara being chased in and home by Robert Hamilton to take 4th and 5th. Bringing it all the way to the line, not giving up. We'll follow on then to see maybe what our top 10 looks like. So I think it's Stephen Mullally and Adair putting in a last lap charge. Oh, had a look up to the inside there, but no luck. Mullally able to keep ahead of him. Coming over the final tabletop now, and these two still at it. I think Adair is just out of touching distance again. He tried hard on the downhill to get him on the brakes, but no good. 6th and 7th position for Mullally and Adair. 7th position then, I believe it was McCrum, followed by Aidan McDonough in 8th, and Jordan McCaw in 9th. Oh, Jordan McCaw nearly losing the back wheel, being eager on the very last corner. And rounding out the top 10 was Cork's Jordan Dunn, the number 88 on that CCM Husqvarna machine. Struggling with the starts here again today, as per our interview, saying a little bit unused to the starts, trying to get that reaction off the gate, but bringing in the top 10. So a good result for Jordan here, keeping it up on 2 wheels after an injury hit a couple of seasons before. And we're into the final expert race of the day, A&B MX2. It's the 6th race that we cover today, and we have the Clubman MX2 class just finishing up here. I see a lot of the heavy hitters lined up from the inside here. James Doyle beside Jack Galvin, David Galvin, James Mackerel, Jake Sheridan, Conor Milan and David Robson I see there as well, all lined up to the inside. So choosing the inside over the outside in this race. We'll see who comes around the turn first though, after the 5-second board is turned and the gates drop. The green flag is up and the riders are ordered to start their engines. The 15-second board is lifted into the final MX2 race here today in the expert class. Turn around to the 5-second board. The gate drops. Oh, it's tight at the front. Who's going to get it? It's Jack Galvin on the inside there. Jordan Keogh coming around the outside and takes the whole shot from Jack Galvin and James Mackerel. Jordan Keogh now with the early lead ahead of Jack Galvin, James Mackerel, David Galvin, James Doyle. Conor Mullen up there as well in a strong 7th. Oh, Hal Kelly left buried back in the pack here. He must have had a poor start. We'll watch them come around the first couple of bends here from that narrow section down the bottom of the valley. Jordan Keogh stretching it out now, but James Mackerel has made his way into 2nd ahead of Jack Galvin. The pack chase through here now. Jake Sheridan putting a move around the outside of James Doyle there. Jordan Keogh riding very well here, taking the early lead from James Mackerel, and the two of them separating themselves a bit from the rest of the pack here in lap 2. Following on from then it's Jake Sheridan trying to make the move on the outside of Jack Galvin. Oh, it's tight and it's Keogh and Mackerel charging now. Oh, Jordan Keogh having a big moment there. Oh, I don't know how he kept that on 2 wheels. Swapping left and right nearly in the fence post. The pack chase down behind. It's Conor Milan there with Matthew Loughlin. Probably around 6th or 7th. And Keogh is riding like a man possessed. Absolutely railed that berm at the top of the hill. Charging down in here. Again, followed closely by James Mackerel. Jake Sheridan beginning to pick up the pace now as well and try and close in on the lead pack after a poor start. The lead 2 trying to get every inch out of the track that they can find. See Keogh be able to keep it a bit tighter on the way down this time. James Mackerel trying something a bit different here to cut up the inside. Got good drive coming out of the corner. Oh, just giving it everything they have trying to get up that hill. Mackerel trying to get up the inside there, trying to keep an eye on this battle here. Charging down the hill again. James Mackerel again on the inside, the two riders side by side now. And you can see James Mackerel just hunting for that little place where he can show a wheel or two. Got a bit crossed up over the tabletop there trying to put the move on. And Mackerel has managed to get the move made on Keogh along that start section of the track. Maybe coming up the inside along one of those fast sweepers. But we see if Keogh can regroup here and mount an attack on Mackerel. Jake Sheridan then following on in third. Jack Galvin from David Galvin and Matthew Loughlin, fourth, fifth and sixth. Conor Mullen then putting in a strong performance at 7th here, lead semi-expert rider. And Mackerel now is just edging it out corner by corner from Keogh. But Keogh is still there to keep him honest. Mackerel really can't afford to make any mistakes. A huge scrub from Keogh. Not to be counted out either here is Jake Sheridan trying to catch his way back up to those two in the front again. Separate themselves now, but here's a battle of a trio. It's Jack Galvin from David Galvin and Matthew Loughlin. This is a bit of a battle on here. They wrestle right around this hillside circuit here at Tandragee. Followed up then by Conor Mullen and hot pursuit by David Robson. Oh, that trio there of Galvin and Loughlin again. This is what Irish National Motocross is all about. Tight and fair racing. Both Galvins there now trying to get the edge on one another with Loughlin in hot pursuit. As they charge back down again into the bottom of the valley. And Keogh was pushing a bit hard down the bottom of the track there, having a wild moment over that hip jump to the right hand side. And he's stopped the bleeding a bit from Mackerel here. He seems to be able to maintain that gap. Sheridan there trying to make it back up, but we'll catch up with the Galvins and Loughlin here to see how this is going. And these three riders are just going at it all over here. Whip left, whip right, all the way up the hill, charging into each other, coming up around the top. Back down again towards the bottom of the valley. We'll keep an eye on it here up this hill to see can any of them get the edge on the other. David Galvin there trying to make a move on Jack. Oh, Yamaha Power versus KTM coming up the hill and so equally matched. And this battle does not want to stop here between the Galvins and Loughlin. Absolutely throwing anything they can at each other, trying to make up the position on the next. Jack Galvin trying to put the move on David and he gets him. Can he keep it up the top of the hill? I think he can, you know. Yeah, he puts the move in on David Galvin there with Loughlin on to see all the action unfold. Jordan Keogh still trying to edge his way into the picture here with James Mackerel, and they're beginning to come into a bit of lap traffic now. So it'll be interesting to see if this bunches them back together a bit. Maybe Keogh can make the move, or Sheridan can pick up from third there and get into the mix as well. And this battle here between the Galvins seems to have calmed down just a touch with Jack putting in the command ahead of brother David, and Matthew Loughlin then following up for 4th, 5th and 6th. The battle for 4th, 5th and 6th here again. You have Jack Galvin against David. Matthew Loughlin following on. And then a loss from 7th here then we have Conor Mullen. Headed off the stay here of David Robson ahead of Dylan Stein. With 2 laps to go then, James Mackerel has just pulled the gap out a little bit again from Jordan Keogh, but Jake Sheridan coming into the picture now. We'll see can he close it in. These 3 riders putting in a phenomenal effort this late in the day. Into the final lap here now. Oh, James Mackerel, a small mistake there, losing the back coming out. That's not to start straight. Oh, Jordan Keogh pushing hard. It's never over till it's over. We'll see if this is the way it finishes up. In behind then though we have David Galvin, who seems to be putting a command on that 3rd position here ahead of his brother Jack. Jack and Matthew Loughlin here now. Oh, Matthew Loughlin around the outside of Jack Galvin there. Can he keep it? He's sneaking up the inside. Jack Galvin on the power back on the inside and takes it back. Oh, such tight race, and Matthew Loughlin looking to come back here again, but I think Jack Galvin will have it. Swapping positions here on the last lap. That's for 4th position. Brother David looking back there just to see what the situation is behind them. Conor Mullen then in 7th, holding his own. Followed by Dylan Steins, who managed to put the move on David Robson a lap before. And James Doyle coming in this picture now again as well, trying to catch up with Robson. Top class talent here in this MX2 race today. And it's James Mackerel, Jordan Keogh and Jake Selden battling all the way to the very end here. I think James Mackerel is going to be able to take it, but what's going to happen is Jake Sheridan going to make a move into the chicane. It's James Mackerel from Jordan Keogh and Jake Sheridan 1st, 2nd and 3rd in this final MX2 race of the day. David Galvin then bringing it across here for 4th position ahead of brother Jack Galvin for 5th and Matthew Loughlin for 6th. Conor Loughlin then is a strong performance from Conor Mullen in the semi-expert class for 7th position, and he brings it in ahead of Dylan Steins, David Robson and James Doyle. Rounding it out here. We're catching up here then with James Mackerel. James, I think you took 1st overall in the MX1 and MX2 class today. How are you feeling about your riding today?
I know, enjoyed my riding. It was not too bad. Got off to a good start with MX1. Got a win. Followed it with a MX2 win, so I was happy enough with the borrowed bike that Ricky Watt lent me anyway for MX1. I didn't have a bike coming in this week, so he lent me a bike and pulled me out of a hole, but the bike was good. Enjoyed it, and good day.
Yeah, I saw that during the week there on Dirt Bike Ireland. You've made a switch from Yamaha to KTM in the MX1 class, but you didn't have it all your own way today. Jordan Keogh was pushing you hard at the end in the final race there today. Did you feel the competition breathing down your neck?
Yeah, no, they were going hard behind me. They were going good, definitely. Kept me on my toes in that last race, like there was no room for error, so now Jordan was going good and Jake also was going good today, so that was not too bad. They, at least they were a bit closer this time, you know. It was a good race then, and happier.
Well, however impressive it is to win MX1 and MX2, to make the switch to KTM from Yamaha maybe only the past couple of weeks or whatever, that's a huge achievement. So are you happy with your overall performance for today then, going 1-1?
Yeah, no, definitely happy with the bikes, and happy the way I rode on the track. So now just take away the positives and move on to the next one, Easter Monday, and for the Ulster. So now definitely happy enough. Just like to say thanks again to Ricky Watt for putting me out of the hole and getting me a 450 for it on such short notice, and Edgar Electrical as well for coming on board and definitely giving me a good help, and Adam Lands also for the 250.
That's great to see the support for these riders here. Thanks very much for your time this evening, James. We'll let you get home, and well done.
No bother, thank you.
And a big thanks then to all those supporting James Mackerel in his 2019 racing efforts this season.
A man I definitely wanted to catch up with after that last MX2 race here was Jordan Keogh. Jordan, you looked like you left absolutely everything out on that track there, pushing hard to take first position, but had to settle for second in the end.
Yeah, it was got a good start, off to a good start. That was the best start of the day. I was happy coming with the first race to come from dead last to fifth, and then the second race we got a second, pushed hard to second, and then the last race, it was probably the closest one of the day between me, Jake, and James. But James came out the stronger man. So no, all in all, it was a really good day, and looking forward to the next round.
Yeah, and I saw you early in the race there having a bit of a moment coming down one of those long downhills. I don't know if you remember it or not. Can you tell me what were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I was reminded of that one a few times off a few of the lads there. Yeah, I just kind of I hit a bump and the hand just kind of went. I was really close, and so I was really happy to save that. I actually kind of gained a bit of time from it as well. So, but we didn't attempt that one again. But no, as I said, I was really happy with today, and I'm looking forward to the next round.
And I saw you nailing some of those berms up the top of the hill as well with some real corner speed. So overall, you happy with your performance today, or would you have rather done a bit better?
No, well look, again, as I said, I'm only it's my fifth or sixth race back, so and each race is getting better and better. So again, I'm looking forward to improving in the next round, and yeah, just getting better as the season goes on.
Well, very well done today, Jordan. Thanks very much for your time.
Cheers, thanks very much.
And a big thanks to all those supporting Jordan Keogh and his racing efforts in this 2019 season. The overall results then after round 2 in Tandragee for the MX1 Expert class were James Mackerel from John Meara, Jason Meara in third, Richard Bird, Robert Hamilton, Ryan Adair, Jordan McCaw, Stephen Mullally, Jay Crum and Aidan McDonough rounding out the top 10. For the MX2 Expert class then, it was James Mackerel from Jake Sheridan and Jordan Keogh, David Galvin, Matthew Loughlin, Dylan Steins, David Robson, James Doyle, Jack Galvin and Stephen Kelly. The unofficial championship standings then are the MX1 Expert class. It's John Meara from Richard Bird and James Mackerel, Jason Meara, Robert Hamilton, Jordan McCaw, Ryan Adair, Stephen Mullally, Jay McCrum and Jordan Dunn. In the MX2 Expert class then, the top 10 overall unofficial championship standings are Jake Sheridan from James Mackerel, Jordan Keogh, David Galvin, Jack Galvin, James Doyle, Dylan Steins, David Robson, Matthew Loughlin and Stephen Kelly.
So that's a wrap here on round 2 of the National Irish Motocross Championship from Tandragee. A fast and furious circuit that provided some fantastic racing today, and lucky enough it all played off without any major injuries and no red flags or ambulances called. It was exactly what I like to see from motocross racing: clean, tight, fair, hard racing, nobody being gifted, everybody had to earn their wins today. So we look forward to the next round. Unfortunately I won't be there due to personal commitments, but I'm going to try and catch up with the last 4 rounds last 3 rounds of the season to cover it off as well. I hope you enjoyed it today, and we'll catch you at the next one. 19 championship here today. That's shit as well, isn't it? To try and stop. It's tight and twisted. It's tight and twisted. Right, you're gonna have to stop breathing like that. Hard charge down. Start and upper hard on the brakes at the. But in the great. Able top into Tandragee into